Hey everyone. Today we're going to run through the basics and core principles of usability testing. So by the end of the video, you'll know what it is, the different types of testing, and what the benefits are. I'm Hilary, Education Lead at Maze. Right, let's get into it. Usability testing is a key step in the design and product development process. In a nutshell, it's about testing how usable your product is by asking users to complete certain tasks with the product and reviewing how it went. So, when do you start usability testing? Normally, usability testing is conducted several times throughout the product development process. This may be when you're adding a new feature to an existing product or designing a product from the ground up. It's also helpful to run usability tests even before the product development process by looking at existing products in the market as a way to gather benchmark data for your product going forward. The main purpose of usability testing is to understand if your design is usable and intuitive enough for people to accomplish their goals. By seeing how real people interact with your product, you can understand whether it ultimately serves the needs of your users. All of this helps you make an intuitive, user-centered product. Now we know what usability testing is and when to do it. Let's get into the benefits. There are a ton of benefits to usability testing. Usability testing early on is a great way to prevent future mistakes, shed light on any potential problems, and ensure you're working with real data, not just guesswork. It's also helpful as a way to understand the use cases of your product, how your target audience thinks, and to see things from their perspective. One of the biggest benefits comes back to understanding your users and designing products with them in mind. When we're close to something, we tend to overestimate how likely someone is to agree with us. This is called the false consensus effect. It's why, when designing products, it's so important to get other people's opinions. Just because we find something intuitive doesn't mean it'll be easy to use for everyone. The best way to combat the false consensus effect is through usability testing. This allows you to get another point of view and, most importantly, a perspective from the actual users who will be using your product in real life. It's also because, at the end of the day, you aren't your user. Think about it like this. An architect wouldn't design your house without asking you where you want the front door to be, or whether you want your bedroom upstairs or down. So why should products be any different? Usability testing is invaluable for many reasons. It can help identify issues in navigation and findability, streamline complex user flows, and ensure you're providing the best user experience possible. It's the best window into your users and what they really want and need from your product. Before you can get started with usability testing, you need to decide the type of test you want to run. Knowing this will help you pick the best testing method. There are three main categories which almost all testing and product research fall into, and usability testing is no different. You have qualitative or quantitative, moderated or unmoderated, and remote or in-person. Let's get into each of these types in a bit more depth, starting with qualitative and quantitative. These are two words you'll hear a lot in user research, and they refer to the kind of data the research provides. Neither type is better than the other, but they each have use cases they're best suited to. Quantitative data is numbers-focused. The key difference between quantitative and qualitative data is how they're collected and what they focus on. Quantitative data is collected indirectly through a UX research tool. It's about analyzing numerical data and statistics, identifying patterns, and making decisions using data. Normally, this data is collected indirectly through a UX research tool like Maze that automatically records the data. In usability testing, quantitative data might be metrics like time spent on a task, misclick rate, or error and success rates. Quantitative data is invaluable thanks to its ability to show a bigger but still detailed picture through hard facts on user habits and needs. On the other hand, we have qualitative data. Qualitative data is gathered directly from observation or speaking to test participants. It can be captured through research methods like user interviews, surveys, or observation of usability tests. It could be anything from a facial expression to a user preference or comment. It's great for uncovering reasons behind actions and developing a deeper, more nuanced understanding of your problem. This is all about observational findings. It's about the meaning behind things, the why behind the data. It's about understanding the thoughts, motivations, and attitudes of people. In usability testing, this could be asking users about their thoughts and feelings about using the product, any frustrations they experienced, and what they liked or disliked. Ultimately, the best research uses a combination of both quantitative and qualitative data. And most research or usability tools will generate both kinds of data for you. Think of them as two people on a team, each offering a specific skill set, but working toward the same goal. Next, we're looking at whether your usability test is moderated or unmoderated. Both types of tests have their advantages, but the presence or lack of a moderator can make a difference to research results. Moderated testing refers to when there's a facilitator present during the test to observe, take notes, or guide the participants. Their role is to help facilitate the session, instruct the user on tasks, ask follow-up questions, and make observations in the moment. Normally, moderated tests happen in person, where the moderator and test participant are in the same room. But you can also do moderated tests remotely, where the moderator may virtually watch the session or join via video call with screen sharing. Having a moderator present gives a lot more control to your test, as you can keep participants focused and answer any questions that come up. But the biggest advantage is the ability to ask follow-up questions immediately, rather than waiting to review the test and then ask questions, like you would in an unmoderated test. Some moderated usability tests include lab tests, guerrilla testing, and user interviews. When it comes to unmoderated sessions, participants complete the test unsupervised, without a moderator present. In this type of usability test, people are given instructions on the task to complete before being left to do the test on their own. One perk of unmoderated testing is its flexibility. It saves resources by not needing someone present and enables you to do more tests with larger numbers of participants, so you can scale research quickly. And it can work really well if you're doing remote testing, which we'll talk about in a moment. Some researchers also prefer unmoderated testing because people may act more naturally when they don't feel like they're being watched. This leads to more realistic results that can show your product in the closest context to real life. Some typical unmoderated testing methods are first-click tests, session recordings, eye tracking, and tree tests, though it's worth keeping in mind that all these methods can be conducted as both moderated or unmoderated. Finally, let's look at the last factor you need to consider when planning your usability test type, whether you test in person or remotely. In-person testing is just that. It's in person and can take place anywhere from in the field to a more clinical or lab-based setting. Often, it goes hand in hand with a moderator, but this isn't always the case. You might prefer an in-person approach if you want a significant amount of control over the test environment, or if you have lots of physical props or equipment. That being said, almost all software usability testing can be completed remotely. It's a common misconception that remote means online. It's simply research that takes place when the participant and the researcher are in separate locations. Naturally, remote testing has increased a lot since the pandemic, and the ongoing advancement of online tools makes research a lot simpler. But regardless of whether you need a moderator or have physical products or prototypes to test, you can still use a remote research approach, whether that's through mailing out physical products or recording video logs to be reviewed asynchronously. However, remote sessions are typically carried out through an online testing platform. This makes the process a lot easier for both testers and researchers, as it records how participants complete the test and collects and analyzes data. There are many advantages to remote testing, like saving time and money through not needing to travel or rent equipment. It also opens up research as a possibility for all businesses, regardless of whether you've got a research budget or designated resources. Not to mention, remote testing also provides insights which are more accurate to real life, as people can complete the test at their own pace, in their own space. Once you're decided on the type of usability test you want to run, you can move forward with planning the rest of your test and selecting your method. If you're looking to learn more about usability testing, check out our channel for more content. Ultimately, usability can make or break your product, so it's crucial to take the time to test early and often, enabling you to design based on data and build an intuitive, user-centered product. If you're looking for more info on usability testing, check out the link in the description for our beginner's guide to usability testing, which covers everything from methods and tools to real-life examples. See you again soon.